Hi, this is Free Thinking Through the Fourth Turning. I'm Sasha Stone. Good luck with Hasan Piker, Democrats. You're going to need it. The Democrats are just now waking up to a viral video of Hasan Piker singing We Are Charlie Kirk to a cacophony of cheers from the clapping seals in the sociopathic dehumanization factory known as the New Left.
Jesus, unafraid to die. We are Charlie Kirk. We can't claim. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are.
Why do they believe they are morally superior to the working class Trump voters? Because the legacy media props them up and never calls them out. Well, now they have a bad case of Hasan Piker. And as long as they stand with him, they'll have to excuse the idiotic things he says and does, like wearing a Mao costume and mocking the grief of the right after Charlie's brutal murder. For podcast listeners, a tweet from T. Wolf. I'm a registered Democrat, and I'm disgusted by Hasan Piker mocking Charlie Kirk, and even more disgusted that Abdul El-Sayed is in bed with Piker. I reject these clowns and will vote Republican before I support these evil ghouls. Not many Democrats will take that moral stand against Piker. They're too afraid to look uncool, unmanly, and lose all of his millions of followers. And besides, they will say, Trump is just as bad. Trump mocked the deaths of his enemies, but Charlie Kirk was not Hasan Piker's enemy. Maybe he's jealous of the love millions had for Charlie. Real love, not the kind Hasan Piker has. His sycophants begging him to be more sadistic, not just to his dog. These are dark and disturbed people. Here is the YouTuber American Advocates.
Not counting this intro and however long I decide to talk here, this is going to be over 20 minutes of liberals celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. And I knew right away when I was on social media and when I was seeing countless amounts of them doing so that I needed to make this video, this compilation, because of course, in true liberal fashion, they're already gaslighting us into multiple different things. First of all, the false narrative that the shooter was a groyper, far right-leaning conservative man rather than the Antifa, liberal, leftist, progressive scum that he was. That's the first war that they've put on when it comes to this. Secondly, they've also now gone on to state after 3 days of celebrating Charlie Kirk's death that it's, oh, most of us condemn it. Oh, that's not most of us. They don't speak for most of us. I cannot be more explicitly clear. The vast majority of liberals on social media I have seen celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And there is a website where you can report this, Charlie Kirk's Murderers, I believe. They have over 100,000 documented incidents now of liberals doing this. This is a widespread cancerous disease. And yes, when I say that, I am referring to the modern-day liberal progressive party in America. And as conservatives, we are not victims. We're not meant to be victims. That's not us. That's always been them. And so the only way I know how to handle this is to be proactive about this. I myself have called places of employment, and I have made sure that these employees are getting fired for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. I implore you to do the same. We cannot be violent. However, all of the other tactics that they've used on us in the past, we should absolutely turn the tables on them and do that to them going forward. Getting them canceled, getting them fired. It's high time that we just accept it for what it is. Stoop down to their level. Play the game at their level. Embrace their rules. They're the ones that want to tell us all the time that free speech comes with consequences. Let's make sure they feel every aspect of that. And that's what this video is all about. 21 minutes plus of liberals celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And before I get there, I just want to say one more thing. This should be very eye-opening to everyone. Most of these people are our medical professionals. I cannot tell you how many nurses, even some doctors, one anesthesiologist even in this video. celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. These are people who have taken the Hippocratic oath to do no harm, celebrating death. Also teachers, a lot of teachers. And in the future, I'll be making a video on this because I believe the number one issue that we're currently dealing with in America right now is the fact that liberals have had control over our education system for over 50 years. Liberal, radical breeding grounds on our universities, in our high schools, in our middle schools, as early as elementary school now, pushing all kinds of stuff, even further with the transgender ideologies. It's all coming back to bite us now. And the reason why Kirk is dead is because he was saving the youth from their narrative in their liberal breeding grounds. He dared to cross the enemy lines at these college campuses and to speak to the youth, and he was succeeding in it. That is why he's dead.
Charlie Kirk was in the neck. As of right now, I think his condition is unknown. And there are a lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people. So on behalf of everybody else, I got this shit. I don't know if he's gonna make a recovery or not. I don't know what his condition is. It just happened as I'm filming this. I saw the video of it happening. I do not feel bad for him in the slightest, and I'm very, very much wondering what MAGA is going to react with. I wonder how they're going to make this about how black people shouldn't be allowed guns, or trans people. They're probably going to blame a trans black person. I don't fucking... But we can all celebrate because something really awful happened to a really, really awful guy. And again, if you're one of those dipshit people that are like, no matter what happens, you should never wish death on some... I'm gonna cheer and dance and sing. Thank you very much.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. He did say that gun deaths were an acceptable side effect of gun rights.
Got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
That was a sharp shot, clean bullet, exactly where it needed to go to kill him instantly. It went right there. You could see the bullet hole right there. That bled out.
We are now approaching the 1-year anniversary of the brutal, bloody, premeditated, calculated murder of Charlie Kirk by a guy whose desire to become a somebody drove him to become a hero for a day. Maybe he did it for his confused and anguished lover who could not decide on his gender identity. Maybe he did it for the pathologically insane furry community on Discord. Maybe he was whipped into a frenzy and aimed at Charlie by, the CIA or the FBI. They've done worse. Israel, however, it was not. That didn't stop craven psychopath Candace Owens, whom Piker calls his queen, from plundering the grave of her friend, Charlie. The truth is that he kept her at a distance, needed her to help build Blexit. And then, when she got too crazy, he slowly, carefully backed away. She blamed Erica for that. She blamed Turning Point. One thing is for sure, she's too much of a narcissist to put the blame where it really belongs, on herself. Here is Elisa Childers interviewing Frank Turek.
In a couple of months, it will have been a year since the public assassination of Charlie Kirk, an event that has become the focus of several conspiracy theories, largely coming through the platform of Candace Owens. And today we're going to be talking with Frank Turek to set the record straight. Frank was a friend and mentor of Charlie's. He was with Charlie on the day that he died. He was in the van on the way to the hospital, was with Charlie's friends and family. And since the event, he's been interviewed on various media outlets, always preaching the gospel because that's who he is, and sharing the story of what he experienced that horrible day. So we're going to be talking with you and Phoenix Hayes about your upcoming book, The War on Reality, in an episode coming up soon. But I wanted to just acknowledge that the first chapter of that book is all about the events that happened the day of the public assassination of Charlie Kirk that you were not just present for, but intimately involved in just the events, because you were there with Charlie, you were in the van on the way to the hospital with Charlie. And of course, you have become the target of many conspiracy theories.
And obviously, the one to pray for the most is Erica, and her team, because she's trying to do several things at once. Obviously, she's trying to mourn. She's trying to run a massive organization. She's trying to bring up 2 kids. She's trying to readjust her life to the new normal, which was never anticipated. She's the one to pray for the most. And just a couple weeks ago, we were at the pretrial hearing, and that was, for lack of a better term, hell for 5 days for her. Mm-hmm. You know, you can imagine. A few times she had to leave the courtroom because she didn't want to hear. Even in the evening when we met, you know, I was about to describe something and she's like, "You're not going to say any details about the murder." No, I'm talking about something else. I mean, because she just doesn't want to hear it, and I understand. So, you know, I think when you look at her now and how she's performing, it can only be the Holy Spirit. I mean, how do you go on after this? Yeah. You know, how do you go on? Not just the fact that your husband has been publicly murdered, but she has been abused for the past 10 months online by people who say they were friends of Charlie. Really?
Yeah.
If you're a friend of Charlie, I don't know what an enemy is.
Right.
Because it's been awful. I just had a guy write to my ministry saying, you know, my wife is so involved in Candace Owens conspiracy theories, it's putting a strain on our marriage. You know, what can I do? And I gave him a number of questions to ask her, but the top question in my mind would be this: if someone murdered me, would you want Candace to treat you like she's treating Erica?
Yeah. I get that to a certain extent. I get it's convoluted, it's complicated, but it's also extremely wicked. And as you just brought up, it's actually affecting people's actual marriages, their real lives, your real life, Erica's real life, Charlie's family's real life, TPUSA employees' real lives. And it is not just negatively affecting them, but as you said, you're getting death threats. Your family is getting death threats. So other than that obvious reason, why do you think this matters for Christians? Why do we actually need to be engaging with the deceptions that are coming from the Candace Owens platform?
Well, God is very overt about what we ought to be doing, especially with widows and orphans, not just in the New Testament, but in the Old Testament as well. In fact, in Exodus 22:22, it essentially says that if anyone abuses a widow or the fatherless and they cry out to me, God says, I will hunt that person down with the sword, the one who's abusing the widow or the fatherless, and kill them. I mean, that's pretty extreme. Also in Deuteronomy 19, it says that if you falsely accuse someone of a crime and you're found out, you get the penalty of that crime. So if you falsely accuse someone of murder, which Candace Owens appears to have done in several different ways, you're the one that would be executed if you're found out falsely accusing someone. I mean, this would shut down the internet, basically.
And here is Jeremy Boring talking with Jessica Reed Krause.
What's happened with Erica Kirk is one of the darkest things I've ever seen.
Truly.
It's never going to be normal to me. Like, I log on, I can't believe women say these things and write these things and post them. And
well, when I say it's spiritual, Candace Owens quite literally said this week, "We are legion."
I saw that.
I mean, you can't make up. She's quoting the demons of the New Testament. Like, this is a direct verbatim quote from Scripture.
I also think that, you know, all of this conspiracy stuff, whether it be Candace or this, like, I don't know that this necessarily would be the environment that this could happen. It had 2020 not happened, because the reason that people are so willing to believe conspiracy is because there was real conspiracy, because we were lied to by the media and by the government and by everyone around us. People have taken this to the extreme to where they question every single thing now. And I think the right answer to that that is, yes, we need to ask a lot more questions. We need to be a lot more discerning, but people are not stopping there. They're not having a boundary on it, and it's going way too far. But at the same time, I can understand how they got there.
Absolutely.
Having been lied to for years. That we're all seeing this come out now with Fauci and everything. But it's like a wound that they haven't healed, and they're acting and believing and sharing from a hurt place, really.
But of course, that's much different than attacking a widow.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I'm not.
The
No excuse for that. I don't really get that. I mean, I think believing in some conspiracies
think the rabbit
is a little
holes,
different than
right? They just
attacking
get
Erica
introduced to a
herself.
rabbit hole of any sort, because now you just you don't trust anything anymore. And even politics, like I don't even go on X anymore because all anyone was doing was accusing someone else of being a paid shill, right?
If only.
Right? I'm like, I know.
How do I get paid?
There's no one offering me money. But to me, I'm like, no, I love just telling stories. And when you get close to the center, it's sometimes not as exciting. Like I was at the White House and I'm like, you guys are giving these people way too much credit. I see them. I don't think they're all out to like destroy the human race. And I don't think a lot of them are smart enough to. But sometimes it backfires when you get close to the center and you see that it's not as exciting, and then you can't chase those conspiracies, and people don't love it.
But if Candace's exploitation of Charlie's death dwarfed the left celebrating, Hasan Piker somehow manages to top them all. What most people who are just waking up to the true evil that is Hasan Piker singing We Are Charlie Kirk don't know is that just over a month after Charlie's murder, one of Hasan Piker's putrid streams brought him a tiny bit of internet fame for mocking the song.
Were you drunk? Yeah, I was twisted. I was definitely zooted that night. Is that how you feel when Caroline and Christian are singing? Yes. I thought the soothing sounds of Charlie Kirk and a celebration of Charlie Kirk would actually help him. It's all over TikTok now. What, We Are Charlie Kirk?
We are Charlie Kirk. We'll carry the flag. We'll fight for the gospel and honor his name.
We are Charlie Kirk. It's true. Damn, there's so many vids.
We are Charlie Kirk. We crumble in the flame.
A bloody racket. Who the hell is Charlie Kirk?
And Kirk was Jesus's brother.
It's gone international, mate. Fucking hell. Wait, what did they respond with?
Who the hell is Charlie Kirk?
And Kirk was Jesus's brother.
It's true. It's true. He was Jesus's brother. Hasan is compromised. You can't actually enjoy this song and be a normal human being. It's a bop, dude. There's a bossa nova remix.
Why did he think it was funny? Because he's a dehumanizing, repulsive shitheel who uses his dog as a prop when he's not shocking her to keep her in her place. He's mocking MAGA for listening to and celebrating an AI-generated song that, to date, has over 6 million views.
He stood unshaken, a voice in the storm, a man of conviction, a heart reborn. He spoke the truth when the cost was high. He lived for Jesus, unafraid to die. We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame.
There were lots of AI songs about Charlie. I even fell for it for a brief moment because I wanted to believe there were people on the left kind enough, empathetic enough, and generous enough to sing about Charlie. But of course not. It was an empty void, one that AI filled. And Hasan Piker, puny little cockroach that he is, found it funny. You see, he's trying to outdo 4chan, all in the name of selling communism and Islam. Hey, it's worth it to sell your soul to take control of America. He kept dipping back into that bowl, because that's what you do if you're an influencer. You give the people more of what they want, and in his case, it's sitting on his dog-torturing basement throne while mocking the working class.
Ladies and and gentlemen. You already know what it is. You already know what's up. Once this is over, I'm going to have David Dayen on the broadcast. It's also not in the spirit of the original We Are Charlie Kirk. This one actually captures the spirit, I'll be honest. This one carries the spirit a little bit better. This one is...
He couldn't get enough of it. He was like an uncut bull let loose in a field of fertile cows.
He said, "We are Charlie Kirk, we carry the flame, we fight for the gospel, we'll honor his name, we are Charlie Kirk." Actually, not that bad. You were on key. That was fantastic. Thank you.
He kind of hit that. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
I hate complimenting him, but he kind of hit that.
Thank you. I'm glad that there's honesty left in this show.
On and on it went. He made his name on it. Most of this was done just over a month after the shooting, but he's continued to use it for the lulls, even 2 months ago.
Level 19 complete. We're at level 20 hype train, so of course we have to do this.
A voice in the storm, a man of conviction, a heart reborn.
Buzzer beater.
He spoke the truth where the cost was high. He lived for Jesus, unafraid to die. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel.
So it was natural when he took the stage. He would sing it live, like he was the Rolling Stones dragging out Jumping Jack Flash or Elvis Costello singing Pump It Up one more time. Yes, he was mocking MAGA, people he deems lower class and beneath his sorry ass, and making fun of how deeply the murder of Charlie Kirk dug into their morale. Most people don't exist in the dank, slimy corners of the internet, so they might not know how long Piker has been dragging this story out. What else is he going to do? Talk about health care? No, everyone wants to see humans suffering, and he's more than willing to give it. He loves Candace Owens too, because water seeks its own level. But it was a serious thing. Even Megyn Kelly once talked about why it mattered that we were saying we are Charlie Kirk. We are the people the left wants to see unpersoned at best and dead at worst, but most of all, just to shut up. And that's what Tyler Robinson did to Charlie Kirk. He silenced him. Here is Megyn Kelly.
You know the "We Are All Charlie Kirk" that we've been saying and hearing? That's more than a slogan. We're saying that because we believe in Charlie's ideals, we believe in what he stood for, and we want to reinforce in our own personal lives. But "We Are Charlie Kirk" means something more to me. If you say it, and 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 you say it, then it is less dangerous for me to be up here, or for you to be up here the next time, or for you guys to be in class writing what's true, or for you guys to apply for that internship or corporate job or med school, whatever it is. We know we're in the majority. We know that conservatives are in the majority in the United States of America. That is why we have Trump as 47. So why are we so afraid? We're the majority. Why are we so afraid? Because we are indoctrinated for the first 25 years of our lives in leftist institutions that try to make us little leftists, or at least afraid, scared, cowering conservatives who don't want anyone to know. Let it out. Say it loud, say it proud. There's nothing wrong with it. It's beautiful. Stop hiding it.
The AI song was a way to make something happen that our culture would never have allowed, because almost no musician would ever risk their careers like that. Remember when Jamie Lee Curtis offered him some sympathy and was raked over the coals and had to apologize? Yeah, that.
Jamie Lee Curtis is setting the record straight. The Oscar winner broke her silence on the backlash surrounding tearful comments she made in the wake of Charlie Kirk's fatal shooting. Curtis originally spoke out on the assassination in a September episode of WTF with Marc Maron and became emotional while sharing her thoughts on Kirk's final moments.
I disagreed with him on almost every point I ever heard him say.
Yeah.
But I believe he was a man of faith.
Mm.
And I hope in that moment when he died that he felt connected to his faith, even though I find his ideas were abhorrent to me.
Yeah.
I still believe he's a father and a husband and a man of faith. And I hope whatever connection to God means that he felt it.
Mm.
Though some listeners had praised Curtis for being compassionate about Kirk's death despite their differing views, many others shared disappointment that she didn't express stronger disapproval of his divisive stance on topics including trans rights. The 66-year-old has a transgender daughter and is frequently outspoken about her support for the LGBTQ community, and she told Variety in a new interview published on October 28th that she believes her remarks didn't land the way she'd intended. An excerpt of it mistranslated what I was saying as I wished him well, like I was talking about him in a very positive way, which I wasn't. I was simply talking about his faith in God, she said to the mag, marking her first public statement on the matter. Kirk was killed on September 10th during a speaking engagement at Utah Valley University, where he was debating students on campus as part of his American...
Yes, if you are a sociopath who has bought into the decade-long systematic campaign against the working class, you would think the AI song was funny. And maybe a year later it is, kind of. But there was nothing funny about it in November of 2025. When Hasan Piker made his name on it. Hasan Piker fancies himself a fighter for the poor. He is anything but. He's a pampered little rich kid who is absolutely a high-status influencer among the ruling class, just like Zorhan Mamdani is. Bernie Sanders never worked a day in his life and was even kicked off a commune for not doing enough work. And by the looks of it, AOC will follow in his footsteps with a lifetime on the people's dime. They can't imagine a culture that doesn't represent them, or that would punish artists for daring to play at the Kennedy Center to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Sorry, Democrats, you're stuck with a guy who isn't worthy of even being in the same room with Charlie Kirk, but who once was in the room with Charlie Kirk. That is how emptied out his soul really is.
Well, my name is Stephen Olikar. I'm the founder of Millennial Action Project. We're a nonpartisan organization working with young lawmakers across the country. And I'm honored to be here at Politicon for the 4th time, and I'm honored to be moderating this debate. Now, how many of you came to the debate between Charlie Kirk and Hasan Piker last year? Okay. Now, out of everyone here, who's ready for round 2? So I'll start with Charlie first. Charlie, tell us from your perspective what you see as some of the biggest issues facing young people today, and then as part of that, why you think young people should be conservatives.
Well, I'd say the biggest issue facing our generation is there's been a bipartisan agreement to continue to spend money we don't have, grow government at the expense of our generation, concentrate power around Washington, D.C. to benefit the wealthy few and the well-connected. And this shouldn't necessarily be a partisan issue, but it does. It becomes. And as we conservatives believe, we believe the bigger the government, the smaller the citizen. As we send more money to Washington, D.C., the IRS gets more powerful, the government bureaucracies get more powerful, and our freedom decreases with that. As we've seen in the last 18 months, what happens when you start to cut taxes and deregulate the economy? The lowest ever black unemployment rate, the lowest ever Hispanic unemployment rate, the highest ever median income amongst the Hispanic community, economic confidence at an all-time high, 4.2% GDP rate, 3.7% unemployment rate. This economy is so great, Obama's trying to take credit for it. And you can start to see the beginning stages of what happens when you embrace conservative principles and conservative ideas, juxtapose that with the last 8 years, which was mediocrity and apologizing for being American. And it's great that we have a president that believes in the free market, free enterprise system, and I look forward to this discussion with Hasan, as it's always lively and never disappoints.
All right. So Hasan, you can respond to some of those points if you want to, but also tell us what you see as some of the big issues facing young people today, and from your perspective, why you think young people should be progressive.
I think I'm going to take an apolitical approach as well to this conversation, because I like to look at issues and identify what they are and provide what kind of solutions I think are the best possible ones. Currently, the economic system that we're living under is inherently exploitative, it's inherently oppressive, and we're now actually feeling the devastating impact of that more than ever. We live in a country where there are 40 million Americans. We live in the wealthiest nation that has ever existed, the wealthiest nation on the planet, and we have 40 million Americans living in poverty. We have 18.5 million Americans living in extreme poverty, according to the latest UN reports. Climate change is happening no matter how hard people try to deny its existence, and its outcomes are devastating, especially for millennials, and this is something that we need to focus on. And unfortunately, every single time we try to bring about any sort of socialized solutions to these problems that the free market obviously fails to provide solutions for, we get called socialist, and that idea is inherently damaging. We live under an inherently oppressive capitalist dogma, and I'm here to talk about that because I think that at least questioning that and striving to find a better system is exactly what young people should be doing right now.
Right. So, inherently oppressive. So, small business owners are oppressing their employees?
Come on, you're hyper-focusing on small business, dog. I'm talking about capitalism versus socialism.
Even though 85% of all jobs in this country are created by small businesses, even though
Why are
under
you
this
trying to-
president, poverty rates have gone to the lowest level in the last 65 years.
Do you want to ask questions? Wait, hold on.
Let me finish. I let you finish, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. 3.9 million Americans have gone off food stamps and into the labor force under this president. That should be applauded by everybody. When less people have to go to government for money and for meaning, and they instead are able to go to a job and have a paycheck, that's a good thing. And so the final thing I'll say is this, and you'll find disagreement. Just because someone gets rich does not mean someone gets poor. In order for you to get rich in a free market system, you must have a good idea. You must create value. You must employ people. You probably borrowed money. And you have an 80% chance of that business not succeeding. In a free market, yes, we applaud success, but you must take responsibility for failure. And you have seen in the last 100 years the standard of living increase for all people across the world. Things get better, prices go down, and we are able to enjoy the abundance that only a free market system can create. And you know what? I don't have to call you guys socialists. Bernie Sanders calls himself a socialist.
Yeah.
And we should reject socialism.
Yeah, no, we should. Yeah.
So no wonder it was so easy for Hasan Piker to mock Charlie Kirk even in death. He must have felt diminished in those debates. Who wouldn't have? Charlie was smarter, quicker on his feet, and taller. Hasan Piker shines just a little bit brighter now that the brightest light has fallen. But he'll never be like Charlie. He'll never build a movement built on hope and faith. He'll never change the world. He'll always be on the outside, with his face pressed up against the glass, enjoying his one brief moment in the spotlight. And now he's your problem, Democrats. You can't wipe off the stain even if you used bleach. Good luck with that. Thank you for listening to my podcast, sashastone.com. I hope you had a great weekend. And if you like my work, please consider becoming a paid subscriber or leaving a tip. Go to the main page, sashastone.com, and scroll down. Find the link for that. And remember, to thine own self be true.
Candlelight in the dark, weight of a broken heart, knees falling on the floor, and I could hear you pray. And listen, I won't forget the way that you called me back, and because of the hope you had, I'm forever changed. Changed because of you. Yeah. It's your faith that made those mountains move. It's your faith that brought me to the truth. It's the way you called heaven down when you prayed for where I am now. It's your faith. It's your faith that made those mountains move. Move, how you made those mountains move. Yeah, yeah. For all of the pain you faced and trials you overcame, every road that you paved, thank you for it all. Wish you could see me now, way up beyond those clouds. I think I would make you proud, and your prayers haven't let me fall. It's your faith that made those mountains move. It's your faith that brought me to the truth. It's the way you called heaven down when you prayed for where I am now. It's your faith. It's your faith. It's your faith that made those mountains move. It's your faith that brought me to the truth. It's the way you called heaven down when you prayed for where I am now. It's your faith. It's your faith that made those mountains move. Move, how you made those mountains move. Yeah. Move, how you made those mountains move. Move, how you made those mountains move. Move. It's your faith that made those mountains move. It's your faith that brought me to the truth. It's the way you called heaven down when you prayed for where I am now. It's your faith.